What's up, Preds here from Steel City Guys, here to present to you something a little bit different than what we normally publish. Now, the intent of this video is not to, I guess as some people would call it, shit talk, because everything that I'm going to say can either be backed up with video proof that is already on channels, on our channel or someone else's channel, or through pictures that I will submit into this video very easily. So, as you may or may not know, we started a fantasy football league in the connected franchise mode, and we had, I think, 6 people in it. Got all the way to the playoffs. We are now at the Super Bowl. But that's kind of where we've hit a snag. So this game here was between Fearless Ninja and Loki Hawk. Fearless Ninja is KameronGaming on YouTube. Loki Hawk is Ems. Well, we got to this game sometime Sunday afternoon. Well, now it's Wednesday afternoon. We're 3 days later, and the game is yet to be played. I guess I should probably explain why, shouldn't I? This all started, I think this was week 15, when the two played each other in the regular season. Now look at the box score. Fearless Ninja won 36-30, but there's a lot of things about this game that if you go back and watch it, you'll know why he won 36-30. You'll see a lot of 6 and 12s up there. Well, it's because I decided to have a little fun, and I messed with the sliders. I turned field goal accuracy basically all the way down. Extra points were being missed left and right, and we're not talking just missed by a little bit. We're talking extra points missed so bad that the kicks are almost going backwards. Extra points being missed so bad, they're being kicked at like a 45-degree angle to the left or to the right. It is horrible. It is completely obvious. So, during the game, Emery was handedly winning, controlling the game. Alright? We're talking actively controlling the game, defensively and offensively. But he had a suspicion that something was up. So he told me, and you can go back and watch this in the video, every time that he gets into field goal range, he said he's going to kick a field goal, knowing he's going to miss to prove a point. He got it to the point where he'd go in, line up, perfect power, perfect accuracy, it would go wide left. He'd get the ball back. Line up again and field goal. Miss it wide right. He'd get the ball back. He got down to the 1-yard line. First and goal from the 1 and still sent out his kicking unit. And missed on a perfect kick. He kept doing this over and over and over. He was letting Cameron score just to get the ball back, to go down the field and attempt another field goal to prove that this was broken. And he knew the sliders were messed with. At that point, when he was convinced the sliders were messed with, you can hear all of this. You can hear him and I talking about this. You can hear me trying to sort of elude him that I didn't do anything without actually saying anything. I did later admit to him that I did that. But at that point, when he was convinced things were messed with, he goes, I'm not playing a game when I know things are messed with. And he kept punting the ball. He kept punting the ball, and he kept punting the ball. He stopped running plays on offense. Again, you can verify all of this by just watching that last stream between him and Cameron in that game. It got to the point where it went to overtime, and I think the last 2 drives, he was intentionally trying to let Cameron score so the game would be over. He was sick and tired of it. He was pissed. I should have been up front, or maybe just not have told him, not have done it at all. Alright? Because I should have told him up front about it, seeing if he'd be okay with it. More importantly, I probably should have told him during the game, but that's a whole other conversation. He was sick of it clearly being messed with and threw the game because he was just pissed. But therein lies a problem, because as soon as the game was over, well, take a look at this. Immediately after the game, Cameron was messaging me trying to talk trash on Emery about how Emery has no skill at all and how he's spamming the same plays over and over and over. And then that was through Messenger. On our YouTube stream, when he was streaming the game, Gamer Guy and Cameron were again in the comment section talking trash. You're terrible, really bad. You have no legit skill. Change your name to Loki Trash. Alright, so first and foremost on the right is Steel City Guy. That's Ems. Ems is both Steel City Guy and Loki Hawk, alright? 450 wins when you currently check it. Now, when you go on his top 100 stream, he got there. And right here is a screenshot of 98. This is a couple months ago. After this, he did a road to top 50, to which I don't think he actually broke 49, but I think he did get into the 50s. So, I mean, to get that far in Madden, you got to be pretty decent in my mind. Now, back to the regular season game that the two played each other in, where Cameron won. That wasn't a game that, I guess, he won on an honest level. Emery had that game control, but once he figured out that the sliders were messed with, he stopped every drive to try to kick a field goal. And then towards the end, he would just start punting the ball away. Like 6, 7 drives in a row, was trying to throw picks, was intentionally letting his receivers get open to let Cameron score a game-winning touchdown. Emery had that game. We're talking examples of Emery getting down to the 1-yard line, first and goal, on like 3 plays, and then kicking a field goal knowing damn well he was going to miss. Getting the ball back on a pick, getting into the 20-yard line, trying another field goal. But here's the thing, he knew that he was going to miss because he knew the sliders were messed with. He knew. You don't miss extra points and field goals with perfect lineup, perfect power, and perfect kick unless something was messed with. So once he knew that something was messed with, you can tell in the game. One, he had that game locked up in hand. That game was over. We're talking several possessions that game was over. But Emery was pissed, rightfully so, that the sliders were messed with, and said, fuck this shit, I'm going to prove it's messed with. Lined up several field goals in a row, stopped every drive to try to kick a field goal. Once he was convinced, he started punting the ball away on every drive. And once it got into overtime, I think the first drive for Cameron, he let him score a touchdown so the game would be over. And that's kind of where my speculation of why I think Cameron isn't playing this game. But let's not get into opinion. Let's continue with the proofs, the pictures, and the screenshots. So right here we have screenshots between Cameron and Emery on Sunday and Monday. Emery making contact with Cameron to, hey, can you play the game? And here we go again on Tuesday. Emery again contacting Cameron to, hey, let's play our game. And still Cameron avoiding the entire situation. Now, the demeanor from Emery in terms of the messages between the two of them can be argued. Maybe he was a little overbearing, a little mean. But regardless, his comment about, you're just going to be a dick again. Go back and watch that stream of week 15. Go back and listen. You will not hear Cameron. You will not hear Gamer Guy. Neither of those two individuals were in that party. The only 3 people who were in that party was myself, Ems, and a friend of mine. Alright, that was it. Cameron wasn't there. Gamer Guy wasn't there. So his comment about, you're just going to be a dick again, I'm not sure what he means, because in the stream, Ems never said a word about any of those two. Was only getting mad about the sliders. And maybe it was the title of the video that set him off. The title of that stream was, KameronGaming is a joke. To which, I mean, if that's the way that he views him, fine. I don't think that's how he actually views him. I think that's just how he views his Madden skills. But that's not being a dick. That might be a bad title, but that's not him being a dick. So he wasn't a dick in the chat. He wasn't a dick in the party. And it wasn't the worst of video title. So I'm not sure where his comments were stemming from. So now let's jump back to the end of February when I started getting messages from everybody in the league that they felt these two individuals, Cameron and Gamer Guy, were intentionally stalling the league and purposely going to the end of the 48 hours, not playing their games, to draw the league out as long as possible for whatever reasons and motives that they have. So I brought it up to them, saying that you didn't have to be in the league, you don't have to, there's no gun to your head. I would just rather you be upfront and honest with me, saying you didn't want to be in it, than to do that. To which they responded, they don't have time to play, they play when they can. Now, that's fine. If you are busy, if you have a social life, things happen. But there's kind of an issue with them saying, or more importantly, there's an issue with Cameron saying he doesn't have the time to play. Alright, here's the issue. So like I said, if you are busy, if you got stuff going on, that's fine, but they kept doing it repeatedly. I took this picture not long ago of Cameron's profile. It says he hasn't been online in 3 days. Remember when Emery called him out about setting his profile to offline? Pretty odd for a guy that hasn't been online for 3 days to have several streams up on his channel when he, quote, hasn't been online and, quote, doesn't have time to play. So we've had multiple issues with him staying offline and not playing games. Again, if you want to set your profile to offline, that's fine. But earlier in the season, him and another user, somebody to shoot 34, they were in the same division and had 2 games to play against each other. But he had issues setting up games with Cameron because he could never tell when he was online. And Cameron would always say, well, I'm available, he should just send me an invite. Cameron, it's hard to send someone an invite if they don't know if they're on or off. And I'm not going to just spam someone that's seemingly offline with invites to play a game. But Cameron didn't understand that concept. But not only that, there was something else Cameron said that doesn't add up. Let's show another screenshot, shall we? So we had an issue the other day when somebody to shoot was supposed to play KameronGaming, but the game never happened. I was watching a hockey game on NHL TV while in a party with somebody to shoot who's referred to as Shed in this message. I was in the party for over 3 hours, but we never saw Cameron come online. But yet he was streaming Madden. So I asked him about it, and he says he doesn't appear offline. I don't appear offline. But again, I can prove that you do set offline, because your profile as of today says you haven't been online for 3 days, but your YouTube channel says otherwise. And then here we have Cameron admitting that GamerGuy's profile has been set to offline for 30 days, but yet his last 2 streams were pretty lengthy ones. And I think before I go into my actual opinion, I want to show just one last thing from KameronGaming that might explain his side a little bit better. So we see here, this was earlier today between Cameron and I, where he says he doesn't come online often. When he does, he plays a few games, and that he feels burnt out, and that between that and the drive to not even play Ultimate Team, he hasn't been on Madden as much as he used to which, possibly true. Make of it as you will, but I think now everything has been laid out in its entirety. So, there you have it. That's everything that's been going down with our Fantasy Football League. I think it's pretty much done. I think it's over. My personal opinion, I don't think the game is going to be played at all. I think this is where it's going to end. Another text between Cameron and I, he said that if they were to play again on even playing field, that he would probably lose by 47 points. But, you know, it is what it is. It's a saying that I like to say a lot, maybe too much. But I think that's where our league is going to officially end, with no real Super Bowl winner. But it was fun while it lasted. I want to thank Mets fan for being a part of it. I want to thank somebody to shoot for being a part of it. Both Cameron and Gamer Guy for being a part of it. MG as well. Yeah, it was fun while it lasted. Hate to see it go out like this. Would have loved to at least get through the draft and maybe a second season. I mean, if they end up playing it, we'll continue. But personally, I don't think Cameron is going to play it. And I got a text message. Let's see. Ooh, it's from my hockey captain. Ask me if I'm good for tomorrow night's game at 9. I should be, but getting a little off topic. It's just a messy situation, just for one game. Some frustrations on every side about someone else on the other side. But oh well, what can you do? If the game gets played, we'll continue. If it doesn't, then I guess we're stuck here. But I'm done between trying to get them to play. That's between them if they want to play. I don't think it's going to happen, but I guess we'll see. Alright, this is Preds for Steel City Guys. Peace. Screw it. Let's just go through the rest of this game. What is it? An 86-yard touchdown here. Then I go for it on 4th and 2. Oh, we're not going to show that. We'll throw a pick first. He'll throw a pick first. Then we'll go to the 4th and 2 play, where I see my running back wide open with that possession catch. Get a touchdown on my last drive and end the game the only way I know how. By getting a sack. Come on, man. Need a sack. Alright, I'm out. Peace.